the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis, and I'm a self-admitted lazy ultra runner.
That's got nothing. Nothing. I'm Mitch. I'm a fat runner.
At least you're a runner.
I am a fat hobbler.
Hobbler?
Yeah.
You're getting more miles than I am right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just have not had anything. Motivation, nothing.
I'm gonna throw Sean under the bus. She was like, has Lewis been running at all? Like, no.
No.
Why? Is he hurt? No. Well, what is it? He's lazy.
Yeah. I mean, I say it every episode.
Yeah.
Self-admitted lazy ultra runner.
Like, you can't even call it yeah.
If I needed to do an ultra, I could. I think I could. I could hobble through a 50K as well as you did the last marathon.
I am proving that. Yep. I think you could. I think you could do better.
I would hurt a lot.
What do you think?
Yeah. Well, we want to start off this episode just kind of talking a little bit about an update on Camille Herron, who we talked about a few weeks ago. It was just basically some things were thrown out there that she had been messing with, or her husband, Cody, right?
No, Connor Holt. Yeah.
Had been messing with some Wikipedia stats and stuff like this. And you know, I do want to, again, kind of reiterate, it's just really unfortunate that this took place. Does not matter how it happened. I mean, it does matter. Don't get me wrong, but we're not here to throw Camille under the bus. We're not here to say she's awful or anything like that. I'm honestly, as I said to you when this first sprung, I felt sad that if she is doing this, I feel terrible that she is in a place in her life where she feels like she needs to do that to be recognized when her running alone is doing that.
Speaks for her.
She's a good runner. I mean, she is. There's no doubting she is a good runner. You can say all you want about all the shenanigans that are going on, but she is a good runner. So it's really too bad. A couple of the things that are updates, but not really updates is.
Well, the crazy thing is she was in Greece getting ready for that Spartathlon. And that's got to be in her head, but I guess she dropped.
Yeah, and she went out. It was interesting to follow some of the forums that were talking about it. They were making some comments, which they were kind of funny.
Kind of funny, kind of mean.
Funny, kind of mean. Not terrible. Like some were just, I think some were, and I was too, kind of sitting back going, can't she use this as fuel and go crush it? But more often than not, that's probably not going to happen in an ultra.
Yeah.
Because you go too many places mentally in an ultra.
Yeah.
And
you need everything.
You need everything going kind of well.
Yeah.
For you. So she did end up dropping. She was leading the first. They did checkpoints, and there were like 400 checkpoints in this race. And it's like, she's through checkpoint 30 leading, and I'm going, what is checkpoint 30? Like, I'm exaggerating. It's
3
not
miles.
400, but yeah, right, exactly. And there are a lot of checkpoints. But anyway, she ended up dropping it, I don't know, 60, maybe something like that miles, or maybe that's checkpoints, or I don't know. But anyway, she ended up dropping. That was too bad. I was kind of hoping she could just have a strong finish, if nothing else.
Right.
Get through it, get it behind her, and move on. And then we just saw the 48-hour thing.
Her record still stands based on that article that I was just looking at. That the race, the other race, was not
sanctioned or something.
It wasn't like it.
Yeah. So she had nothing to do with that.
I think she was saying that the whole time. It wasn't sanctioned.
Yeah. And so she has the record for most, miles in 48 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And this person had broken that technically, but it wasn't a sanctioned event or something that would fall within the guidelines of actually being able to be a record. And so it doesn't count. And as it turns out, it has nothing to do with her necessarily as to why it didn't count. It has to do with the race organizers. Whatever they were doing on their end failed.
Yep.
And it had nothing to do with Camille. So anyway, that's that. Other than that, it's been pretty quiet.
Yeah. And as far as I know, she's still off all social media, all everything. So pretty quiet.
Which on one hand, I'm like, hey, good, collect yourself. Hopefully something going forward can be said by her and her husband to whatever, put it behind you and like move forward. You know what? Whether it's an apology and just say, yeah, super sorry for some indiscretions that we made that weren't great for the sport. And we want to move forward and we want to change and whatever it is, however it's got to happen. It'd be nice to see that happen. So that's that. But on super cool news or some recent and kind of cool news.
Well, yeah, Chicago Marathon just happened this past weekend, and that's one of the majors.
Yeah, and nearly 50,000 runners this year.
Was that a record number of people they had in that race too?
I don't know, but that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
50,000 runners, man, which barely even ticks the population up in Chicago, but
that's a lot of people.
A lot of people. But anyway, yeah. And the female runner, Ruth, man, how many times did I listen to her name? Hang on.
Wait. And
Chepng'etich.
You've been practicing this all day.
I wanted to be able to say it correctly, and I might still have it wrong, but I tried.
It sounded good.
Chepng'etich ran 2:09. Oh, shoot. I had the time. Hang on. I got the time here. Hang on. Stand by. Oh, and then I get a pop-up. Come on. 2:09:56.
So she beat the previous record by over a minute.
Yes. Became the first female to go under 2:10. So that was significant.
And what was she overall? Like 7th overall or something like that?
That's a really good question. I did not see that. But I'm sure she was up there because you're under 2:10. You're one of the top runners.
Oh my gosh. That's just smoking.
Yeah, it's really cool. So she was actually runner-up last year, and then the prior 2 years won. So this is not her first win at Chicago. This would be her at least third. I think it's her third. She won in 2021, 2022, runner-up last year in 23, and then back in the winner's circle.
So last year made her angry enough that she said, let's go.
Threw down this year. So congrats to her. And that is pretty big.
Yeah.
I mean, world record and breaking 2:10. So not just a world record, but the first woman to go under 2:10.
Yeah.
So that is significant. Well, wait, I guess it is the world record. So that would be the first. Yeah. I guess those kind of go hand in hand.
It all goes together.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Well, I was thinking when I was saying that, I was thinking the Chicago marathon record, but it's not. It was the world record. So
well, it's both.
It is both.
It's a course record.
It is
a world record.
Yes, that's true. And in this case, it is. Yeah. Congrats to her. Amazing. And when you look at it, they had amazing weather for the race. It was couldn't have asked for better.
I had a few friends that have run it. So Mark, that's been on here a few times, he ran. I was looking at a Strava. It said not A goal, not B goal, but C goal. So he qualified for Boston again.
Oh, nice.
And then I put a comment in there. I was like, but did you beat Eric, his brother? Yes. His brother, from what I understand, his brother cramped up with not that far to go. So that is horrible.
Yeah.
So they didn't get to throw down that last little bit.
I wonder how close they were up until that point.
I think Eric was ahead of him up until that point. Yeah.
So Mark caught him at the end. He patted him on the back on the way by.
No, because they're not like that. As much as I try to rag on them, they don't do that. So it's just kind of fun anyway. So
and that finish sucks. Have you ran Chicago?
I have not run Chicago. I haven't run any of the majors.
It's got a stupid little uphill. I and I don't remember what road it is, but you turn off from Main when you take a right, and you take that right, and then it's just like uphill. You take a left, and it's uphill. It's in the last mile, and it sucks. You're so close to done, and you just want to sprint, and it's hard to. So anyway, yeah, men's winner was John Career. I don't really know. I did not look up much about him other than he's just a stellar Kenyan athlete. Ran 2:02.44. So a ways off any world record or anything like that, but still well done. And then I just want to go through the couple other winners. The women's wheelchair women's wheelchair winner, Catherine DeBrunner, and the men's wheelchair winner, Marcel Hug. Both out of, is that Sweden? Where's that out of? What's SUI? What country is SUI?
I don't know. Make something up. Just sound confident. People believe it.
Switzerland. Okay. I know it was a something. So both out of Switzerland. Pretty cool. So yeah, and then other than that, I mean, it was just a typical Chicago marathon.
I know, and there's so many people that, there's people I work with that ran it too. So Joanna that I work with, it was her third marathon, and she got a 9-minute PR.
Oh wow, there. Nice.
So the weather in
Chicago is quick,
but I gotta think dodging in and out of traffic has got to be rough.
Yeah, they do close the roads,
but the people people traffic.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
I thought you were picking up on what I was saying.
I was picking on you. Yeah. No, yeah, that is true. I remember I've only ran it once, and wow, it's packed.
Because the only one I ran Marine Corps.
Oh, okay.
And that was like 30,000 people or something and that was nuts.
Yeah. And the one nice thing about Boston is you're running with people your same speed. So you would think that many people, it would be tough, but with Boston, you're running with all the same speed people. Like you can't line up in the wrong place. Your bib tells you where you're going to line up based on your time. So that puts people where you won't be tripping over each other.
Yeah.
As much.
Yeah. That does make it nice. I wish people would actually self-govern and line themselves up where they should actually be.
Yeah.
Because I try to do that, and then I'm so angry. It's like, why are all these people in my way?
With a baby stroller.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna run the race, and it's their race too.
Remember doing Fargo 5K a couple years ago? They had the girl with the stroller in front of me. I think she still beat me though, but
I do kind of remember that.
But she was in the way. Like
we were all running together, right?
I think so.
Yeah. In other news, running news, which is kind of, I would say important to us, important to me. Indiana Trail 100 was this week, and
you were supposed to run that.
Well, I was supposed to do the 50 mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened?
I didn't do a lot of running after marathon. What was it? The Mummy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Mummy. The Mummy took it out of me. The thing of it is, because I got hurt there, the whole ankle thing, that lined up just a string of weeks that I did not end up running.
Does it still hurt?
No.
Oh.
It's good now.
Weird.
I think.
You could have ran it.
I don't know. I haven't ran on it in so long. I honestly don't know. But pretty cool to see. That's just a trail race. I'm telling you what, if you are in the Midwest area, I highly recommend Indiana Trail.
You know
100.
what? I travel for stuff all the time. Travel out to the Midwest and come out and do it.
Yeah. And do it. I do think they do a really, really good job of supporting the runners in every way, shape, or form. From the time you show up, walking and talking through things, it's just super top notch. Their aid stations, I believe, are just second to none, especially for trail races. You can't look at Western because it's just different. Like you're catered to. Honestly, though, I would say Indiana's close. If I'm thinking now, man, when you come in, you do have a person that pretty much caters to you through the aid station.
I've been to a few different ones and crewed and paced at a few different ones. A lot of them do a pretty good job.
They try to do that.
But if they don't do a good job, they fall out quick.
Yeah.
Because when you're running that far and if your aid station sucks, I know even pacing Laura at Tahoe.
Oh, yeah.
You come in, and I think that, you know, as far as crewing and pacing, you come in with your runner, you have to take care of yourself. It's not being selfish. The aid station workers will typically take care of the runner.
Yeah.
And if you can, you know, chow down, get what you need, get your waters filled up, and then turn to your runner, you know, it's kind of like when, you know, they warn you in the airplane. If the mask comes down, put yours on first.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. You take care of yourself, get on your runner, and get them moving. Because if you just worry about your runner, you're going to take off out of there without the stuff you need, and then you're going to be a problem.
A problem for your runner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not helping them.
So it's not being selfish. It's being smart. So
yeah. 100%. That's a good point. And
but I noticed that one too. Like they really, like you come in and those people were on her, making sure.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Well, I'll say this. I don't think a lot of races can get the volunteers they need to do that well.
Yeah.
Indiana Trail, man, when you come into their aid stations, there are a boatload of volunteers.
Making me want to do it. Or we should volunteer.
Or volunteer.
That's what we should have done.
Yeah.
If you can't run.
Yeah.
I was running a marathon though.
Yeah, you were. I was not. I was probably golfing. I was golfing. It's that golfing problem. I have an injury called golfing. That's my running problem right now. And then when I get a golfing injury, I'll run. So, which is coming up this winter. Anyway, yeah, when you come into an aid station at Indiana Trail, that is one thing that stands out is they do a really good job of their aid station captains get a ton of really positive, joyous, energetic volunteers, and it shows through the entire team that is there that day. And I think that probably is a top-down type thing where the RD is making sure that who he is communicating with is felt. He's making sure they feel that, and then in turn, whoever's in charge of those aid stations is doing the same thing. And they're making sure that whoever is volunteering at that aid station, and that flows through to the runners. So I will say it does make a difference.
Yeah.
It does make a difference for the runner.
I think, again, the race director can't do it all, but to have a good volunteer coordinator would be huge.
Yeah. And I just feel every time I have been to Indiana Trail, even when I didn't finish a couple of years ago, and that was completely on me. The aid stations were amazing. Every time I went there, I'm always amazed by how well they do.
I've been at races where they're just unenthused.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you just don't feel as welcome and I get it, but I'm telling you, as an ultra runner who, there's those that can wear a smile for 100 miles, and there's those that go through a roller coaster of emotions. And I'm probably one of those. I can go through a lot of lows and need a Kleenex and a diaper to wipe up my tears and pat my butt and get me out the aid station. But that's just how it is as an ultra runner. A lot of people are like that.
We talked about this. You're a sitter.
Not even from that standpoint. I'm talking the emotional side.
I know.
Where it's tough. It's tough. And there are very few people that can go through with a smile on their face through the entire thing. There's just not that many people. I felt
like you did pretty good at Javelina. Like, mood wise, I felt like you were pretty even.
Nausea is what got me there. I just got nauseous a couple of times when I would sit down.
Yeah.
Well, stand up then. Let's go. I don't want to.
Suck it up.
Yeah. But anyway, that happened. I think overall it was a good event, and I did see some things from people that were posting about it, and unfortunate for a couple of people that didn't make the finish. But honestly, man, when you're running 100 milers, that's part of it. At some point, it's a long race, and not everyone's going to turn out.
One thing can go wrong,
and man, talk about
if you get two, oh my gosh,
yeah. It's tough. But anyway, just wanted to touch on those couple of things that happened, current events, current news in running, because we are a running podcast. I'd like to cover those things. We have, what'd you say, coming up, Berlin Lottery?
Berlin Lottery is open now, I think. So you can put your name. Yeah. Somebody just sent me an email on that. So
if you want to go to Berlin and do the marathon there, now is the time to enter.
At least the lottery.
At least the lottery, yes. The lottery, see if you get drawn. You put in for London and Tokyo.
Didn't get in.
And they said, no, we don't want that guy.
I think it's telling me like you're spending too much money anyway.
They're like, we better help him. Let's just, don't let him.
Because I just finished my 7th new state on the year.
Yeah, that's a lot. And you've dialed it back, you said?
Yeah, I did.
I don't think you know what that means.
Only 11 marathons this year.
Only. Yeah.
That's it.
And we're how many months in? 10.
Yeah.
We're at 10 right now.
Yeah.
Most people don't do that. Most people don't do that, period.
They want to.
I don't even think most people want to. I think they want to do a marathon. Then they're like, I want to do that again because I think I can do it better. And at that point, they hit a fork in the road, a Y. They go one of two directions. I might do one more, but I don't really care, or I am hooked and I want to do 100.
Yeah.
And some are just content with those couple that they do.
I think they got issues.
And they're okay. I think they're okay.
I think they need to talk to somebody.
They probably have less issues than you do.
They have huge issues.
Well, cool. Be sure to go to Facebook, go to YouTube, go to Patreon, and all the different podcast listening platforms. And be sure to like, subscribe, share, send it out to friends who enjoy running as well. But with that, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Until then, happy running.